This is Guru Focus Market Today, your afternoon market brief for Monday, August 24. Here's where things stand. Alibaba shares plunged 10% after the Chinese technology giant announced a $10.2 billion share placement to fund artificial intelligence initiatives, intensifying ongoing pressure on Chinese tech stocks. The sharp decline followed news that director Joseph Tsai purchased 720,000 shares for a total of $10.3 million, highlighting significant insider activity amid the sell-off.
Turning now to the broader U.S. markets, chip stocks dragged both the S&P 500 and Nasdaq lower, with the S&P 500 edging down at the start of the week. Semiconductor shares led the decline as investors displayed caution ahead of Nvidia's closely watched earnings report and the U.S. government announced new sanctions on Iran. The rare pattern seen in the S&P 500, which analysts say has occurred only once since 1871, has fueled debate over potential bear market risks. Another story we're watching is Nvidia's upcoming earnings report, which has drawn heightened attention from strategists. There are concerns that the results could significantly impact broader market sentiment, given Nvidia's outsized influence on both the technology sector and the overall market. Meanwhile, in the pharmaceutical sector, Moderna and Merck reported positive late-stage trial results for their personalized mRNA cancer vaccine, boosting both companies' shares. Additionally, the Food and Drug Administration approved a blood test developed by Roche and Eli Lilly to help diagnose Alzheimer's disease in primary and specialty care settings, marking a key development in diagnostics. Staying with corporate news, 9 individuals, including employees of Nvidia and Super Microcomputer, were indicted in Taiwan over alleged illegal exports of artificial intelligence servers to China. The case underscores heightened scrutiny of technology transfers amid ongoing U.S.-China tensions. On the regulatory front, California's Attorney General canceled settlement discussions with Paramount Global and Warner Bros. Discovery, accusing Paramount of playing games during scrutiny of their proposed merger. The move leaves the future of the high-profile media merger in question. Elsewhere, the United Auto Workers Union rejected a contract extension with John Deere, sending both parties back to the bargaining table as they approach the current contract's expiration in 2027. Turning to the bond market, Treasury advisor Paul Besant is considering tapping nearly $1 trillion from the Treasury General account to fund large-scale bond buybacks, according to sources. The move comes as the Treasury seeks to manage its debt portfolio and market liquidity. Now, let's look at notable insider transactions. Cascade Investment purchased 400,000 shares of Republic Services at $220.30 each, totaling $88.2 million. Alliance Laundry Holdings saw BDT Capital Partners sell over 25 million shares at $22.74 for proceeds of $589.7 million. Lintris had a 10% owner sell 8.3 million shares at $17.50, totaling $145.8 million. At Cerberus Systems, Chief Technology Officer Sean Lai sold over 726,000 shares at $207.90, totaling $151 million. This next story is about Morgan Stanley, which has suspended its participation in the Forbes and Schuch Financial Advisor rankings, following controversy over payments to a former Forbes editor. On the economic calendar, Federal Reserve Chair Kevin Warsh is set to address mounting inflation concerns at the Jackson Hole Symposium, marking a pivotal moment for U.S. monetary policy.
Also making news, Poweris, a Florida-based startup, is manufacturing inexpensive Guardian drone interceptors in the United Arab Emirates, drawing congressional attention as a potential counter to Iranian drone threats. Finally, looking ahead to earnings, Dick's Sporting Goods, Vip Shop Holdings, Pix, Tuya, and Citi Trends are all scheduled to report results, with analysts expecting a range of earnings and revenue figures across the retail and technology sectors. That wraps up today's market update. We'll be back soon with the latest market news. Thanks for listening to the Guru Focus Brief.